Welcome everyone to our magnificent member sisters spotlight for May of 2024. I'm so excited to be here with Leslie Morris, a very dear friend and a lifetime member who's been with us for almost a year now. She was just telling us a little bit about what she does for a living and how she's making a difference in so many people's lives, helping them get on the right path to wellness and health and even making career changes, which is pretty darn amazing. Leslie, you are something special. And I feel so blessed to have you in this sisterhood. I feel like I just lost the screen. Where are we? Give me a second here. There we are. Okay. So I'm looking at Bonnie is here. Conduit for beautiful change. How wonderful. You're an inspiration. Now, why am I getting a little feedback here? That's weird. All right. So let's go back to, thank you, Leslie, for sharing a little bit about what you do professionally, because I think it's so, so important. You can see we attract all different kinds of women here into this sisterhood, right? We have some women that are business owners, educators, health and wellness professionals, entrepreneurs, like teachers, so many different backgrounds. I think the one common thread that we all have in this sisterhood is that, as I said at the beginning, we attract women with huge hearts, right? The giving, nurturing, loving, heart-centered women that give so much to your professional life and your career, that give so much to your family. So what would you say, Leslie, if you were telling someone who doesn't know about the sisterhood, somebody who's, new to this and has no idea what is I Am Complete Woman Sisterhood, what would you say to them? Why would they want to join the sisterhood, and what has it done for you?
Wow. Um, wow. That's a loaded question. So I
From your
love
heart,
the estrogen energy. I love that there's this empowerment, and it's wonderful how it feeds off of each other and everybody embraces. And actually, I did a paddleboard yoga class yesterday, and she asked what the word was, that, pick a word or what you're thinking.
like
And it
setting
was
an intention.
embrace. It was embrace. That was my intention. And what I found in the sisterhood is these women embrace not just the moment, not just each other, but the whole energy of the collective energy of everybody feeding off of each other. And it brings so much more joy and gratitude and loving energy. So, and I think people really listen, which is so um, wonderful and so refreshing, because in this day and age, even if you say, hi, how are you? People don't even really, I don't think they really listen. And so it's nice that people are listening and sharing in just a space that feels safe
Mm.
and warm and joyful. And to me, that's all I needed. I was yearning for that commonality of the women. And it doesn't matter the age, it doesn't matter their nationality, doesn't matter their political background, doesn't matter their religion. It's like all accepting, and that's just so nice, so warm and refreshing. And that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be human beings that appreciate other human beings. And for the women, that wonderful, feminine energy is just nice. Like you said, you had brothers and sons. It's not like you don't love them, but it is nice to be more in that creative mode sometimes, and not so much into that like gotta push through and do it mode. So
Mm.
that's what I like. It was nice to dance freely in the park and at the Hawaiian thing, and not really feel self-conscious. Just
Yeah.
go with it. Just take the scarf and go with it, and laugh, and it's very freeing. I think that's also, and that's part of what I do. I always tell people, when they quit smoking, it's not what you're giving up, it's what you're gaining. You're gaining your freedom. You're not feeling manipulated. And
Mm.
it's nice to feel, that flow, the
Mm.
flow.
I love it. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I just want to kind of recap what you shared here. It was so powerful. So you talked about how you like the feminine energy, right? Because a lot of times in this group, we talk about the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and we all have both. The masculine energy, for those that don't know, is where we are living in our head all the time. And that is where we're thinking lot with our logical brain, right? The right side. The feminine is the left, and the feminine is the creative flow, like you said, more ease, grace, and flow, creative, more loving and nurturing. And the masculine is where we're pushing and forcing and getting things done. So we need to have some of that masculine energy and structure to get things done, right? But we also need some of that feminine flow and ease and grace, because otherwise we are just pushing and forcing and doing all the time, and we burn ourselves out and we get exhausted. And so the goal of the I Am Complete Woman Sisterhood is to help women find the balance of the masculine and the feminine energy. Because when we can find that balance, we're not too, if we're all in the feminine and there's no masculine, then there's no, like, we're just like water and we're flowy and nothing's getting done. And we're all the masculine, we are stressed and exhausted and burnt out. So finding that balance of both really is the ideal. That's what we strive for here in the sisterhood. And I just love what you said about the flow. I'm going to look at some of the comments that I see coming in here. Kelly says the sisterhood is a great space to connect with one another. Allison says hi. Hope all is well. Thank you, Allison. Glad you're here. Sue says, great nurturing word, embrace. Yes, yes, yes. And Bonnie says, conduit for beautiful change. How wonderful. You're an inspiration. I love it. So, yeah. What else? What else?
Oh, go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. I want to hear from you.
No, I was just, you know, having been a divorced female for a dozen years and having to work and, you know, uh, I ended up doing a lot with my kids, because my ex-husband was, not willing to do so. And have I am grateful that I have been able to do more of that balance, because it is, you have no choice. You get through it, you do it, you learn it, you whatever. But it is also nice to have the ease, to
Mm,
have that, ability to just be held by other sisters or a community. And when things are tough emotionally or mentally, to have to know that you have what would be a different type of family, but this sisterhood of women. And I am so grateful for that in this past year, um, getting to know and still getting to know people, who are great, not just great people and successful, but women, just wonderful women. And it feels good to be able to do that. And that's why, and I'm also, I know I said I'm an exercise physiologist, I'm a wellness coach, and I'm a tobacco treatment specialist, but I'm also a yogi and a yoga therapist. And and the difference between yoga and yoga therapy is huge. Some people don't really understand it, but um, it's kind of that meeting of, when you think of physical therapy or occupational therapy, and a lot of my teachers were actually physical therapists. It's using yoga to heal
yeah.
um, your inner child, your physical body, your emotional, mental, your breath is your tether line. It's the link. And so I've had the beautiful opportunity not only to calm down, help people with anxiety, for myself as well. I mean, I use it for me, but also to strengthen and balance and heal. And so I did a few feminine empowerment yoga classes. I love teaching in the park. We talked about the grounding.
Yes.
Um, just did paddleboard yoga yesterday in the Keys before I came back up after my conference. And I love it, and I've been wonderfully blessed with the chance to help heal people. So when you do yoga therapy, it's not yoga instructors have like 200 hours or 500 hours. I have 1,200 hours. It's like it was another master's degree. And so with my own background, I injured my back in 2014, and was told I had to have a 6-level fusion, which I prevented by a lot of the stuff I did off of all my meds. And I'm also a Pilates reformer instructor too. So I really said, I'm not going to stay on meds. I'm not going to get hardware in my back. And it's not for everybody, but it's nice that I was able to do this for me. And I've also, that's what I did. One of my thesis on was yoga for low back pain. And so 80% of the 80% of the like adults in the world will have back pain at some point in their life.
Mm.
And 80% of people will actually have it in a year at some point. So it's nice to be able to help people strengthen and open their body, and also get rid of the fear when you injure yourself. If you hurt your elbow or your wrist or your back or your neck, there's always that fear, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this again. Then you tense up. And so one of the things yoga therapists do is help to get through that trauma and get that balance back in their body and in their mind and in their breath. Because when we're scared, think about when you stop short in a car, you hold your breath and you tense up, and then you go,
Yes.
okay, I'm okay. So I work with that, and I know you've taken my yoga, and it's for
Love your
every.
yoga classes. I just want to interrupt real quick and say that Leslie taught a couple of feminine empowerment yoga classes for us, and a few of our sisters from the sisterhood got to come locally, and it was absolutely amazing. We even had Grandma Shira there doing chair yoga, and you were modifying poses for her, and I know she really enjoyed it. So I really, really enjoyed it, and I know the women that came enjoyed it as well. So when the weather gets a little cooler, which will be a little while, right? But we'll definitely look forward to having that in the future again. You're awesome, and I appreciate
Yeah.
you so much. And you're a wealth of knowledge. Sharonada's here. She said, "Love you, Leslie, and all that you know. You are a wealth of knowledge." Awesome, awesome. Jenna says hi. Very good. Um, yeah, so you're a wealth of knowledge, and I wanted to go back to what you said before, when you said one of the things that you loved about the sisterhood, was that people actually listen. And so that is something so profound that we take advantage of, and we think and we assume that everybody's listening to us. And in this world that we live in, people are so disconnected and distracted that we're not really being fully present. And one of the things we work on in this sisterhood is how to be more present and do what's called active listening. We practice that in our group programs, on our monthly circles when we're together, whether it's virtually on Zoom or in person. And it's really nice to know that somebody is actually there giving them your full attention. They actually care what you have to say, right? They're not just pretending to care. You have real, genuine, authentic women who actually care about what you have to say. Yeah, Kelly says people hear, but they don't listen. So true, right? How many times have you been in a conversation where you're talking to someone and they're texting or they're on their phone or they're distracted doing other things? And so we work really hard here in the sisterhood to teach how to be more present and actively listen. And who doesn't want to be listened to? Like, we all want to be seen and we want to be heard. That's part of being a woman, and that's what we pride ourselves in when we come together in our circles. And Leslie, you've been in a couple of our group programs. You were in our Mentoring with Heart Sister Mind program, and now we're in a brand new program that just started recently, this month, called Happy Healthy Healing Sisterhood Journey. And we really have literally just started. You missed the first Facebook Live, so I know you're going to watch the replay. Um, and Bonnie says people are listening in a supportive environment. So important. Thank you, Bonnie. We miss you, sister. Yes, yes, yes. In a supportive environment. I love that. And, when we get into our group programs, anyone that's watching live or replay, our group programs are all about how we learn and we grow together, right? Everyone included. Even if I'm the teacher and I'm educating and teaching on something, we all have knowledge in the group. We all have wisdom and we all can learn from each other. And I love having you in our group programs because you bring your beautiful heart and your loving energy and your wisdom to everything that you show up for and participate in. And I think watching you grow, I don't know if you realize this, Leslie, but I've seen a tremendous growth in you since you joined the sisterhood. I don't know if you feel that yet, because it's been a little less than a year. What do you think about that?
I have gone through a lot this year and you're aware of some of it, and it's nice to have the support of these wonderful women. And it has allowed me to feel that safety net, which I think everybody needs, not just children, not everybody needs. Like you said, everybody wants to be heard and valued and be able to know that they can be their authentic self,
Yeah.
in a space where they're accepted and even more appreciated, which is a
Mhm.
rarity sometimes in families, as a parent, sometimes you're like, really? Do you appreciate what I just did for you, honey? So it's nice. And
I
I,
love that.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, I think we all want to feel seen, heard, valued, loved, accepted, appreciated, and having a safe place to land that you can lean into where you can feel that it's okay to be your vulnerable self and you know that whatever you say, people are going to love you no matter what, right? Like they're just going to love on you and they're not going to judge you for that. And because we're all going through different struggles at different times in our lives, and we need a safe space that is going to be supportive and encouraging and lift us up when we're down and celebrate us when we're up, and that's what we do here at the sisterhood, right? Sue says, the sisterhood is a soft landing in a hard world. And Kelly says it's a safe place to land to allow yourself to just be. I love that. I love that. Yeah. So let's have the ladies that are watching right now. I'd love for you, for those that know Leslie, to say something, just drop in the chat what you love about Leslie, one quality, something you see in her essence that you love about this awesome sister right here. So that I can, just share the love here because we're all about shining the light on you tonight and sharing the love. So if you're watching live or replay, let us know in the chat. If you know Leslie, what do you love about this amazing woman over here? Because it's inspiring when we share. It inspires the other women who are watching. Jenna says, I love her enthusiasm. Awesome. So I'm
thanks,
gonna
Jen.
share, yeah, I'm going to share something. And I would love for the women that are watching to just go ahead and put in the chat what you love about Leslie so I can share it with her. I love that you show up no matter what's going on in your life. You make yourself a priority. Like you've chosen, right? You've decided, like, I've got a busy life and I've got a lot of stuff going on, but you know what, I'm important and I'm going to show up. And you make an effort to show up consistently, and I think that makes a huge difference. When you show up consistently, you show up to the circles, you come to the local circles, you watch the Facebook lives, you come to the monthly membership circles. And I'm going to ask you a little bit more about that, right? When you show up consistently, do you notice a difference versus like if you just show up once in a while? I'm not saying everybody has to show up all the time to every Facebook live or every circle, but there's definitely something about showing up consistently when you're committed to your growth and to the process, right, of transformation. I'm just going to repeat what some of the women said here. Carol Ann says she has a big heart. Wendy says, I love her unconditional support and love. Sue says she's authentic, energetic, and a fabulous yoga instructor. She's been to your class.
Oh, thanks.
Kelly says she has a wonderful giving heart and she wants the best for everyone. She's the real deal. Heck yeah, I agree. So what do you think, Leslie?
I'm humbled and feel very blessed that these women, see that my passion. I'm very passionate about helping others, and I definitely prioritize myself. If I didn't, I would have gone through surgery and been living on meds, and that was not what I wanted for myself. And I don't want that for anybody. And so I love helping people live their best life. That's why, I treat everybody the same. I work with a lot of people who are displaced, so they're homeless. I work with people who have, abused themselves and have lost everything. And they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like I do. They bleed the same red blood. I don't treat anybody different. And I so totally believe that everybody is an expert in themselves. They just have to get in touch with themselves and get quiet and present and value themselves. And that's why I practice what I preach. I show up because I value me. There's only one of me. I can, we can replace everything in this world, but there's only one of you. So, you can replace your car, your house, your job, your spouse, your pet, your clothes, whatever, but you can't replace you.
Mm.
And that's what's so nice about the sisterhood, because we all value each other. And that's what got me so interested in it, and each and every woman in here. I mean, I love some of the things that people, that they say, or that they express, or that they share. And I feel very blessed. I'm grateful.
Mm, thank you for that. I love it. Um, Tracy Robinson just got on and says, "Hello, ladies. Hey, Tracy, sunshine. Glad you're here. Yes, there's only one of you in this world," says Kelly. And Kelly says, "You are loved and valued by many." And Jenna says she has so much energy spiritually. I love that. Tracy says, "Sending love to you all," sending love right back. Yeah, Leslie, you are really an amazing woman. I feel blessed to call you my dear friend, soul sister, and lifetime member. And I learn from you, you learn from me, we learn from each other every day. We're teaching each other something, right? Like we're always sharing resources like, oh, did you know about this? And oh, did you know about that? Right? We're always texting each other.
Yeah.
Just love that because I love being around somebody who's like-minded and always wants to do better. And
People
as
walk backwards with me.
walk backwards, yeah, we do a lot of walking
Walking
backwards in the
backwards.
park. Yep, people think
Yeah,
we're crazy, but that's
yeah,
another topic.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that every woman here, as I mentioned, every woman in the sisterhood is incredible in their own special, unique way. We all have something to share and contribute, and we learn from each other. We all have wisdom. So I love that everybody here is open to sharing and open to learning and supporting each other. Um, okay, message me, Sue. And Tracy says, "Leslie, you are a beautiful soul." Ah, I love that.
Thank you.
So
I
yeah,
would like to share one thing though that I will be doing if I can. I don't know if
yes,
this is
yes, please go
okay.
share. Go share.
So I was just put on this earth with amazing parents who epitomize what a loving, beautiful relationship is. Um, and they were so connected. They were so symbiotic. Not only did they dance so symbiotically, I never heard them yell at each other, even at us. And it was just, I grew up with wonderful parents. Unfortunately, they were taken way too soon. They both had dementia. My mother cared for my dad, and he had 14 years of Alzheimer's. And my mom was struck with a very, very intense type of dementia called Lewy bodies. Some people may know Robin Williams killed himself over it, and Bruce Willis has it now. And so I lived with that, and that was the other part of my research as a yoga therapist. The first was with my own spine issue, and I really studied the benefits of neuroplasticity and what I could do, because personally, I was at double the risk of anybody else. And I don't know how many people know, but since COVID, the increased amount of dementia has gone up about 700%. It's huge
Wow.
because it's a neuro disease. It hits the brain and the lungs. So it hits, and when you lose oxygen here, you lose oxygen here. Okay. And so it has been my passion and my mission to educate people, to give people the tools and the knowledge, and this is the only disease of the top 5 diseases in the country, in the world, that hasn't been funded well, until Bill Gates just gave some money. But because there's no survivors, there hasn't been a survivor. Breast cancer, there's a survivor. Heart disease, there's a survivor. And I worked in heart and pulmonary disease for 23 years. And so this became a big passion of mine. And I've been fundraising for it. My parents they died 7.5 months apart. And that was tough. So it has been my mission to educate people and help people learn. Like I reversed my osteoporosis. I got the bone density to prove it through yoga. And I'm hoping to do that soon. But coming up, the longest day for Alzheimer's has been something that I've been involved with, raising thousands of dollars for to help. It's very expensive to take care of a family member, and you know that you have your
I
mother.
have, yeah,
It's heart-wrenching, and I would say most people I know have a family member or close friend that they know with dementia. So, and it's huge. 1 in 5 people now are having dementia. That's how
wow,
prevalent it is.
wow.
So, on June 22nd, I will be doing yoga for neuroplasticity, which has been my um platform that I've been doing every year. And people will be able to join on Zoom
Wonderful. So
and
is this a
donate
live
and
event
learn.
also? Is this in person and
It's live. It's in person in Davie, and so Luis Castillo, the former Marlin,
Mhm.
his location where you and I have also gone to seen our chiropractor, the managers there, Andy, they have donated the location on Saturday, the 22nd though. So the longest day is typically the 21st, but it's leap year, it's the 20th. And I didn't think people could come on a Thursday or Friday. So we're doing it on a Saturday.
Great.
I don't have the exact time, but we're looking at, I'll know tomorrow, probably 1 or 2 o'clock. And there's gonna be all kinds of people there, for all levels, so you don't need to be a yogi. I'll be going over all the things, all the latest research as a master's degree in exercise science. I've been studying this and I've changed everything with me, and I've been going to get studied again this year, hopefully. I'm improving. That doesn't happen as you get older. At 63 years old, it should be getting, well, it isn't. That's a good thing. And I'll teach everybody
63 years
all,
young.
yeah, thank you. The things that they can do with exercise, with diet, with sleep, with
Love it.
food,
Wow.
with
So
everything
I
that
have a
I find.
question, not to interrupt you. We have some questions here. Jenna says, so will it be on Zoom, Leslie? And you said
Yes.
it will be on Zoom as well, and it will be live. So, um, Lee says she'd like to be there. Awesome. Lee is here. Welcome, Lee. I wish I could be there. I'm going to be away in Greece for my, not honeymoon, my anniversary. But
And
is there going
you'll
to be
be
a
able to
recording?
donate, and
Okay.
I am going to record it. And so
Awesome.
anybody that donates, even if you can't go, well, this is what I did in
That's
the past. So we did it at a yoga studio that people have know of. So I've done it in a lot of different locations. And every time I've done it, even during the pandemic, I did it at places where we had infrared lights, so it was safe, everybody was spaced with masks.
love.
So it's done accessible to each person. Everybody will get takeaways and knowledge. And if people want handouts, they'll get it, because I go over the real research and I can tell you what's helped me may not help you, but everybody can get something, and whatever you're willing to do, it can help you, because we are all at risk.
Yes.
Everybody is at risk for dementia, but it doesn't have to be. I
Right.
mean, I had a grandfather who was the oldest living private pilot. My dad had sleep apnea and he had dementia young and died young. So his dad, it was 99 and flying a plane, and my dad didn't live anywhere near that because of lack of oxygen to his brain.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I've already had a sleep study. I don't have sleep apnea, but it's learning what you can do, what you are able to do to make the changes for
Yes.
what your condition is. And I am happy to give that information, and I have helped people on their own personal journey privately from this. But this is all about educating you, fundraising. They need the funds. It's not about the meds. You know, Dr. Bresden has done a whole community where he's moved people and seen the difference. Things like
Amazing.
coconut oil, MCT oil have opened up. I mean, the things that I'm going to teach you
Ah,
are amazing.
awesome. So you don't have all the details yet. So someone just put in the chat, what's the name of the event? What is it called?
It's called The Longest Day for Alzheimer's. It's around
Longest Day for Alzheimer's. Someone put that in the chat, and the date is going to be Saturday, June 22nd in the afternoon. We don't know the
right. And
exact.
my actual event is called Yoga for Neuroplasticity.
Okay, your actual event
So
is called Yoga
for
for
neuroplasticity,
Neuroplasticity.
how to increase the plasticity and the learning and the ability of the brain to keep, you know, we can keep learning, we can keep growing. We don't have to get to the point where we don't recognize our loved ones.
So it's basically educating people on how to take better care of themselves so that they can hopefully prevent getting Alzheimer's or dementia, or help if they have loved ones or family members or friends with
Right.
dementia or Alzheimer's,
So
right?
I've actually done the only event, and I was on a radio show for Alzheimer's Association a few years ago, and my event was done at Easter Seal. So I actually had people with dementia and their caregivers, and the director of Easter Seals was blown away. Like, we had somebody who was aphasic, like my dad, didn't speak. And from doing this over and over, I came in one day and they were like, "Hi, yoga lady." The director were like, nearly like, "We're going to continue this when the grant's
Oh, that's
over," you know, and
awesome.
they've continued it.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. So ladies who are local in the community, they're going to have a local event. That'll be in what city will that be?
It's in Davie, and people can
Davie.
reach out to me on Messenger if they
Okay.
want. I mean,
Yep.
you know, or they can, those who know me, and I
Want to
will
put
be
your
sending.
email or some way for people to contact you?
Yes,
Any questions?
yeah, they can
Go
reach
ahead.
out to me, on my email for the number 4, Leslie Morris. It's
Okay, so
really
number
easy. And
for
then Leslie Morris
someone put it in the chat, for Leslie Morris
at Gmail.
at gmail.com. Okay, so the number
Super easy.
Leslie
Yeah.
Morris at gmail.com. You can reach out to Leslie if you have questions, if you want to know more about this upcoming event for Yoga for Neuroplasticity. I wish I could be there in person. I will definitely
I'll
donate.
be doing it every year, going on and on with
Awesome.
all the latest and greatest,
It's
for
amazing
sure.
what you're doing. It's so needed. As you mentioned, my mom has Alzheimer's. It's been a very rough road, and my grandmother had it. And I know other people who have it as well in our community. So it's something that affects all of us, and no one is immune to this, and we all need to get educated. Bonnie says, can't wait to be there to soak up the knowledge. I love that. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be there, Bonnie. Very cool. So Leslie, you're a great resource. You're an amazing human. I love your energy. I love your heart. I love your wisdom. I love so many things about you. And I'm so grateful to have you as a dear friend, as I said, soul sister and lifetime member in our sisterhood. And for those that jumped on late, let us know what one thing you love about Leslie Morris, since we're shining the light on this magnificent member right here. And one last thing that you'd like to say, Leslie, to the women that are watching, anything you want to say about the sisterhood to somebody who doesn't know us or who never heard of I Am Complete Woman Sisterhood, what would you say to them regarding your sisterhood experience or regarding what's possible for them?
Well, I love, Sherry, that you created it so people anywhere, it doesn't matter what state you're living in, there's a community, whether it's joining the free Transformation Tuesday to get you started, whether you dive into joining for a year or joining for lifetime, it's not going away. And so that feels just so special to have that for me. And I can say that I've heard it from quite a lot of other people, and getting a phone call or getting, like, Sue will just send this like happy text, you know, and she doesn't know what I'm doing or how I'm doing, but it just puts a smile on my face, you know, getting a call, getting to know people um, that I got to be paired with, you know, Connie and
In our group,
Tracy,
yeah,
it's
in our
just
group
in the
program.
groups. It's nice. And um it just feels good. And I feel so grateful that, Sharonata kept pushing me.
Come to
And
the circle, come to the circle. Sharonata
yeah,
kept saying,
it
right?
just wasn't working because I was always teaching.
Right.
And when it worked, it was the right time, and boom, it
Yep.
happened.
It
So,
was everything is timing. So if you're a woman, what kind of woman would you say this is ideal for? Like, what kind of woman would love the sisterhood, in your opinion?
any woman that is ready to be open and willing and embrace a community of other women, and feel that just joyful group atmosphere with feminine energy. And I think in this society, we have really had to push into our masculine energy. And it's nice to be able to get into that more feminine energy and to actually, work on things and be glad to do things that is more feminine, and not necessarily having to have the makeup or the perfect body or the hair perfect, but just to have the joyful energy of being ourselves
I
and
love it.
not worrying about what somebody else thinks.
Mm,
It doesn't
wow.
matter.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love what you said about that. So yeah, it's more of an inner than an outer thing, right? It's just
Absolutely.
that feminine energy. And we do live in a very masculine dominated society, a patriarchal society, and there's a lot of pressure, especially if you have a business or you're in corporate and you're a professional woman, there's a lot of pressure. And so this is a place where we remind you to take some of that pressure off because, the world is living in a lot of people are living in survival mode. And that's the masculine energy. And we want to be living not in survival mode. We want to be thriving, right? And so we're working on that. We're working on balancing the masculine and the feminine energy so we can be more at ease with our lives and live happier, healthier lives. And we're blessed to have women like you in the sisterhood who bring your loving energy and your wisdom. Kelly says, anyone who wants real, authentic connections with other females. I love it. And Leoloni says, I'm so happy to be a lifetime member with you. Jenna says, Leslie is definitely a magnificent member, and I'm thankful for her. Awesome. And Wendy says, I love Leslie's giving heart. And Lee says, amazing soul sister Leslie, I love your caring heart. So many beautiful
Oh, thank you.
board. So thank you, Leslie, for being with me tonight. Thank you, sisters who are here live. For those that are going to be watching the replay, if you have friends or family members that you know that would enjoy this, please tag them here. Help me spread this message by hitting the button on the bottom left or right, wherever that arrow is, and let's spread it to more women. If you have fellow soul sisters that you know that are not here tonight, please tag them. Someone tag Tracy Cousins. I don't think she made it here tonight. And maybe Leslie, when you have time, you can go back and comment on some of the comments. There's a whole bunch of comments here in the chat, and we'll be sharing it. So thank you for being with me, Leslie. I love shining the light on you. You're absolutely amazing. You're an inspiration, and I'm grateful to have you in my life and in the sisterhood. And thank you to all those that came live and those that are going to be watching the replay. And we will not have our monthly Magnificent Member Sister Spotlight in June. Again, I will be away in June for my anniversary. So we'll be back in July, and we do have our weekly Transformation Tuesday Talk Facebook Live tomorrow night on the I Am Complete Woman page at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That will be happening up until my birthday, which is June. When is my birthday is June.
When's your birthday? Come
Oh,
on.
I'm thinking for a second. My birthday is June 5th. I'm leaving on June 6th, the day after my birthday. So yeah, we'll have the Transformation Tuesday up until that first week of June. Then we'll take a couple weeks off while I'm in Greece, and then we'll be coming back. So look for us on the I Am Complete Woman page or in the I Am Complete Woman's community group on Facebook. All right. Lots of love, everyone. Mwah.